We had a few small branches down in the yard from a tree, and that was really about it. So,
all right, so I found it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is James Lindsay writes, Operation Michael is designed to undermine the anti-woke right. It's a damn shame Trump has been pulled into this, probably on deliberately bad advice. It's already a live, active measure now and mostly unstoppable. Here's how it works. Most Americans, even Catholics, don't know anything about Archangel Michael except in a very vague sense. I grew up Catholic. Michael Mass was not a thing ever with any Catholic I knew. So now Michael idolatry will be a big thing for our side, and the Theosophists will fill in the details of what it means for most broadly ignorant Americans to mislead Christians further, particularly toward war and violence. Meanwhile, since it's dialectical attack, the left will use it to characterize Trump as a religious warlord type, fitting the worst of the Operation Christian nationalism motifs. Because of the left-right dialectic in play in the op, will all be forced to take a side or dip out into irrelevance with respect to the op. Theosophists have I'm not even going to read all of this.
No, don't even.
Chris Rufo's response is, James, are you saying that the United Nations and the New Age Theosophists cult that controls the world convinced Trump to post the St. Michael's prayer, not in a Catholic way, but as a Luciferian dialectical inversion to bait the right into adopting a form of Christian nationalism that will backfire and usher in the Zoroastrian demon of chaos, which will in turn implement social emotional learning and a Fetzer Institute-controlled psyop by deep state counterintelligence operatives? That seems far-fetched, James. And then James says, you're better than this straw man. Live up to it. I might not understand what you're arguing, but I think there is a simpler explanation. It's a very powerful prayer. Trump is trying to gin up Christians, and given the two recent attempts on his life, it seems appropriate to invoke St. Michael for protection. The thing is, it's not even that explanation. The explanation is very simple. Trump has a Catholic in his staff who is like, you just did these stupid statements on IVF. You did stupid statements on abortion. You need to get Catholics back on your side. Today is the feast of St. Michael. Post this prayer. And that's what he did. It's as simple as that. It's nothing even deeper. No. It's not some deep thing that Trump's in. Nothing like that. Trump's not asking St. Michael for protection. It's Trump being Trump. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with posting the St. Michael prayer. The funny thing is, if none of us had been introduced to traditional Catholicism, we might actually fall for something like that because we wouldn't really know anything about St. Michael either. But because
your average Catholic had no idea it was Michaelmas that day.
Exactly. So the idea that we are now going back to traditional Catholicism, we're going to the Latin Mass. That's the reason this feast is popping up, because what you see online are traditional Catholics. And it wears into the even the typical Novus Ordo who's on Twitter. Like those people are now learning from traditional Catholics some of these older, beautiful little devotions that we lost out on with the council. So you're just seeing traditional Catholics influence even your average everyday Novus Ordo Catholic because they're on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It would be wild if Trump converted. How come our local shows are always better than the YouTube shows?
Because we feel like we can talk freer.
Yeah, it's like we feel like we don't need to put on entertain as much, but like this show should have been the main show.
It does usually happen that way. The only problem is by the end of Locals, I'm like yawning. I'm like, oh,
yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Well, we have to rename the episode from tonight. We have to put it.
I know. I got to redo it all tomorrow morning
because it's clearly completely different. See what the AI suggests, and then maybe we'll pop this one up.
You're not supposed to let everyone know we use demonic AI. Shh.
Maybe we'll pop this one up tomorrow, like the local segment. I'll cut it and we'll throw this one up just because that show we did on YouTube is going to bomb. Like, I'd be lucky to get 2,000 views. There was no topic for it. It was just kind of us. I mean, I guess you could go Anthony's experience at the Catholic Identity Conference,
or like
the escalation of World War III.
Did Iran just start World War III? Question mark.
Do something like that. All right. You guys are in on the inner workings of avoiding Babylon behind the scenes.
Rename the episode. He stood us up.
We should. I can't wait to hear his apology. You guys, we'll save the apology for
Change the thumbnail.
Oh,
Change the thumbnail to a lost person poster.
hey man, I just got back. I blew a tire on the road and had to hitchhike back to the house from the grocery store. I am so sorry. Hope my absence did not mess.
It's kind of funny. He had a hitch. I had a photo of him hitchhiking, and he had a hitchhike back home. So yeah, he rides his bike everywhere, guys.
Yeah,
so.
He blew a tire. I don't even know what to respond to this guy.
You know, it would be an interesting conversation.
I do want to talk to him. It's annoying that he didn't make it.
We just have to know we're dealing with a guy who hitchhikes. Like,
oh my gosh.
He's in upstate New York. Why don't you drive up to him and do it in person?
I might have to just like kidnap the guy and bring him on the show.
You know what you could do?
I'm gonna text him. The dog ate my homework.
You could be like, the next time you need to go somewhere further than you can go on your bike, let me know. I'll give you a ride and we'll do an interview in the car.
No, here's what I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write, you just made me hate bikers even more than I already did. I'm literally writing that right now. You just made me hate cyclists.
Oh, it's funny. Oh.